You're listening to No Limits Radio Show on the Vets on Media Network.
Good morning. Welcome to No Limits. This is interesting.
This is
So
different.
we got Sam back in studio.
Hi,
Welcome
everybody.
back.
Thank you.
It's great to have you. I've missed you.
I know it's been basically a month now.
Yes.
I've been just crazy busy running here and there.
Where have you been? What have you been doing?
I've been teaching a summer camp for kids, and I've been teaching them how to do film and a lot of green screen work, which they think is like the most amazing thing ever.
Nice.
And it's been a lot of fun, and I've been meeting some great people up there and doing some great work and putting on the show Oklahoma twice in 2 weeks, teaching little guys, 5 to 18,
Wow.
teaching them an entire show. It's pretty amazing what they do.
You know what I find awesome is when I hear you say, I'm working with kids, because I'm looking at you and
Yeah.
I know that you guys can't see her.
I know
But to me, Sam is a kid.
I know I look to be about 12, but
But she's a very talented
Thank you.
videographer.
Thank you.
And great to have you back.
Thank you.
Michelle is actually not in studio.
Blankety blank.
Oh, she's on vacation.
That's what I heard. I texted her and I said, "Where are you going to be tomorrow?" And she's like, "I'm leaving with my man." And I was
She's
like,
going to
"Oh,
be on the beach.
wow, what a beach!"
Well, filling in for her today, we have Rob Milne.
Hello, Christina.
Thanks for joining
I've
us
heard
today.
of this guy. Who is this guy? I've heard of him.
I don't know. Who is this guy?
I
Strange.
don't know, but I can kind of get used to this. This is nice.
Really?
Yes.
You like it
Be careful what
So
you wish
far.
for, Rob.
so far?
So far, yeah.
Yeah.
So, sorry, Michelle, you might want to Google Wally Pip.
Who?
It's all right.
Wally Pip.
Don't worry about it.
Who? Okay, enlighten. For those of us that don't know who Wally Pip is.
So, as legend has it, he was actually Wally Pip played for the Yankees many, many, many years ago, and apparently had a headache, didn't feel like playing, sat on the bench, and then some young slugger named Lou Gehrig came in to fill his spot. Went 3 for 5 that day, and Wally Pip never got his job back.
Well, I know that you're going to do a great job filling in for Michelle, and it's appreciated that you're stepping up to the plate. Michelle's part of the secret sauce here, though, so
Yeah, I'm joking.
okay.
I'll do my best.
Your job is safe, Michelle.
But I don't feel sorry for her. She's sipping Mai Tais right now.
Yeah, she is. She's enjoying herself. For those of you that don't know, No Limits Radio is part of the Vets on Media family, and I really encourage you to check out Vets on Media and check out all of the shows. We have an incredible lineup of different shows for you to listen. Education, entertainment, you name it. This last week, every Wednesday, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. is Adam and James, Vets On with Adam and James. And it is by far one of my favorite shows. I mean, it really is. I'm sitting there at the office, and I've got it on in the background, and I'm listening to it. And I just want to say one thing. Last week they talked a little bit about Benjamin Summers, captain in the U.S. Army, and he had come out with this statement about hero worship. And he essentially was saying, I've worn an Army uniform for the past 8 years and deployed twice to Afghanistan. This doesn't make me a hero. And his premise is that hero worship of the military is getting in the way of good policy. And Adam and James talked about this, and I know that sometimes they feel like they're just doing their job. I'm just going to share my opinion. I think anybody that, puts on a uniform and that goes off to the unknown, in my opinion, they are heroes just for that. When part of your toolkit, if you will, your toolbox of things that you use, when one of those things is a gun, there's danger involved.
Mm-hmm.
There's absolute danger. So in my book, in my opinion, everyone who's in the military is a hero. Yes, there are those that go above and beyond, and even more so. And but I really just wanted to share my opinion on that.
Absolutely.
So, all right.
So what do we got for today?
We have an amazing lineup. I mean, as you know, the local business owners, they are the ones that keep our local economy thriving. When you
Right.
support local business owners, you're supporting your community. Their dollars stay here. They get reinvested back into the economy, and you're supporting your brothers, your sisters, you're supporting your neighbors. So we have two amazing locally owned businesses, and they are experts in their field. So we're going to get to share with you some of their knowledge. They also are part of the of Darn Good Deals.
Okay.
So they've got a darn good deal for all of the listeners.
Well,
this is
that's
the only
exciting.
place that you can hear about these exclusive darn good deals. So up first, we have Adam Roig with My PC Clinic. Adam, thank you.
Good morning.
The doctor is in the house, so to speak.
Yeah, we can go with that.
Okay. So Adam, tell our listeners what your darn good deal is.
Well, for residential clients, the nightmare with computers is no one knows what's wrong with them. And as an end user, you have a computer that's suddenly not working or is acting weird. It's scary because you don't have that technical knowledge to figure out what it is. And unfortunately, if you call one of the big box stores, they're going to charge you $75, $65, $95 just to look at it to tell you what's wrong. And then they'll charge you on top of that. Well, really not fair, especially in this economy, and especially with older computers having lasted so long. We do free diagnostics, and we give you an option when you get it. Hey, this is what's wrong, but look, your computer is very old. Your repair is going to exceed the cost of replacing it. You might want to either purchase one from us and we'll build you a custom one, or go on Amazon and order a Windows 7 machine and have it sent to your house, and then we can talk about maybe moving your data over from one computer to another. But a lot of times it's not worth even fixing the old computers.
So that diagnosis is completely
Absolutely free.
And that's something that you offer to everyone?
Yep. They walk in the door, that's what we do.
Okay, I've been on the receiving end of that service. And I got to tell you, I thought that I was special. I thought I was getting some special treatment. Dang it!
No, we do that for everybody.
I'm just like everybody else. Are you kidding me? All right. Well, that's amazing. That service, especially as you said, times are tight right now. We're still, everyone's trying to get back on their feet. And you have 2 locations.
Yes, we just opened our second location the very end of March. So we're in Tempe at Rural and Guadalupe, and our new location is in downtown Gilbert on Gilbert Road, just south of Elliott.
That's amazing. Congratulations on your growth.
Thank you.
So people can find more information at My PC Clinic.
Mm-hmm.
You're on Facebook.
Yep.
You're on Google Plus.
Yep.
You're on the web. Give them the website.
mypcclinic.net.
Oh, that's just too easy.
I try. And you can always still text. You can text PCDR to 90210 and you'll get our details that way.
That's pretty cool.
That is really cool. And that is a darn good deal. So Adam, we've been talking here with Adam Roig with My PC Clinic. I know that you are an expert in your area, and I want to encourage listeners, if you would like to call in, if you have a question for Adam, by all means, give us a call, 602-399-7787. And if you're watching us on Google+, then of course you can see that number at the bottom. Actually, you probably can't, because right now we've got Adam Roig's lower thirds on.
You can read my mind, yes.
I could see the wheels turning. So Adam, you do residential services. Mm-hmm. You also do commercial services.
Right. We do businesses up to about 500 seats, and really what we become is an outsourced chief information officer. Yeah, you can find people to come out and fix a computer and fix a router or set up a network or set up printer shares or whatever. But these days, companies, especially in manufacturing or in industrial settings, they don't necessarily have a chief information officer, yet they need somebody who has that kind of experience to talk to them about policies. One of our larger clients has 375 employees. That's well over the 50 employee limit, and they're fully liable for sexual harassment. Well, they didn't have any sort of policy in their handbook about what you can use your computer for. So we set up a little filter just to test. In a single week, even though they only have 47 computers, they had almost 3,200 adult websites visited in 7 days.
What industry is this in? We won't out them for the name of
this is manufacturing. They take raw materials and they reconstruct it into new units, finished product.
So maybe they were doing research.
Yeah. No.
I want to give people the benefit of the doubt.
But it's one of those things where we put that filter in. I showed it, and the human resources person and the plant manager said, well, give us a list so we can fire people. And I said, well, you really don't want the list because you really don't want to have to fire that many people. Because if you fire one, you got to fire them all. And it went all the way up to some of the higher people in the company.
Wow.
And you kind of looked at it and went, what's the cost of a business to fire that many people and rehire and retrain?
Sure.
Or is it better just to put a policy in place, put a firewall in place so they can't visit those sites, and then reestablish a product policy so that if it happens in the future, you can deal with a much smaller set of people?
Now, I know that one of your so we're talking right now about commercial services. Let's go over to the residential side of things. For residential services, you offer data recovery.
Yep.
Is there something that we should be doing with our computers so that we don't need data recovery?
Absolutely. And this goes in the commercial world too. You need to back up your data. And you need to back up your data outside of your house. Not a thumb drive, not an external hard drive. Because if there's a power event and it's hooked up to your computer, it's going to die as well. If you get a virus, it'll probably infect that as well. If somebody breaks in your house and steals your computer, well, they're going to steal your flash drive too.
Right.
So you need to get it out of your house. And there are two companies out there that do a really good job and are really inexpensive. The first is Mozy.com and the other one is Carbonite.com.
Okay, spell Mozy?
M-O-Z-Y.
Okay.
.com.
Okay.
And the other is Carbonite, just like they froze Han Solo. So if you get lost, you can go to Best Buy and you can say, I need that backup stuff that deals with Star Wars. They'll understand what you're talking about. They'll get the tech reference. But both of them cost about $60 a year. And what they do is they encrypt your data on your site, so they make it so no one else can read it. And then they take those files over the internet and store them on their cloud set of servers, multiple servers. So that if something happens to your computer, you can log back in on the net, load the software, and start downloading your data again.
So do you constantly have to upload, or when you have this, it's automatically?
Automatically. So the first backup takes a while because it's a lot of data usually.
Right.
But after that, the second you save a file, it starts backing it up. The business version saves 12 revisions of a file, which is really nice if you have, say, a rogue employee who gets mad and decides to start saving over your documents with garbage. Or maybe you're just working on something and you've decided, well, I really want to go back 3 days ago to that one because, well, we've got totally off base on our document.
Now, let me ask you a question about that. For the business one, let's say a business has a server set up, so all of their information is being saved on this server.
Right.
Isn't that kind of a cloud-based system, or?
No, usually it's sitting in your office. We just had one of our clients get hit with a very nasty virus called CryptoLocker. It's a ransomware. So it logs onto a computer and starts encrypting your file so you can't read it. So you have to log onto a website that they give you. You type in the secret code, and then they ask for money. In this case, it was 0.85 Bitcoins, which is about $500. Wow. So you have to sign up, get a Bitcoin wallet, transfer money, give them the business transaction, so you got to send them the money, and then you wait and hope they send you a file to unencrypt your data.
Do you know what is so sad about this? As you're talking about this and what these hackers are doing, you know, they've got to be the dumbest smart people, because if they were to channel that energy into something good, imagine the things that they could be doing.
Some do. Some are, hackers for different companies that, they make the back doors for their own company. Depends on who you are. It's that whole good and evil thing.
Yeah.
Sure.
But there's lots and lots of money made.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's really the major motivation between all viruses. It's money.
Now, we're speaking about viruses on your computer, your PC, your laptop. What about your phone? Is there the ability for, sometimes I get really scared when somebody sends me a text message and it has an attachment. Is there the potential for viruses through the phone?
Absolutely. They're already out there, and there are a large percentage of phones that are already infected. Luckily, no one's really gone full scale with something very malicious on the phone. But as simple as You remember back in the late 80s, the foreign exchange telephone numbers you were given to call, where you called out another country and it started racking your bill up with extra charges?
Sure.
Well, those things still exist. And you can imagine the virus that in the middle of the night turned on your phone and dialed one of those phone numbers.
Is that happening?
No, not yet.
Not yet. Yeah.
Not yet.
Okay.
At least not
That's scary.
proliferated widely.
That's really scary.
But absolutely.
What about when you're surfing on the social media sites, Instagram, Facebook? Is there so now we're going back to the computer or even from your phone?
Well, on your
Are
phone, you want
risk?
to load antivirus.
You want to load antivirus
Yes.
on your phone?
Avast. Just look for Avast under your apps. It's a small one. It's free. It doesn't take up a lot of processing power. It keeps your phone running pretty well.
It'll clean it up a little too.
Yep.
Why is it that no one's talking about this?
They are.
I'm just not hearing it.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
And it's free. That's a nice part about
Okay,
that.
so that's Avast. So go to your app store and then just download the free
Avast,
app,
yeah.
Avast. And then do I need to continue to do anything with
Nope,
that
it does it
it's-
automatically.
Okay,
And that's what you like. Programs that take you out of the equation.
absolutely. Huh.
So here's a question. You guys are called My PC Clinic, but do you take care of Macs as well?
Yes, we do. The nice thing about Macs are two things. Macs work really, really well in the playground that they build.
Mm-hmm.
And they are incredible machines inside that playground.
Yes, they are.
The problem is when you want to do something outside that. Business apps, certain web apps, they just don't work on the Mac. At which point in time you start doing things to the Mac that kind of break out its security, and then that's where you run into problems. You also have a wonderful warranty with your Apples, and you can take your computer into the Apple Store for free. So a lot of times people will bring a newer Mac into us, and we'll tell them, well, take it to the Mac Store. They'll do it for free. Come back to us if there's services they don't. And there are services they don't apply. Or if your computer's too old, they don't do it for free.
Sure. Now, what about? So we've talked about
Mhm.
Avast for your phone. What about virus protection for your computer?
Same company. Avast has a free version. It's great. It's
Do
got
you
a
think
little
that
bit of-
that's the best?
For free versions, yeah.
Okay. So there are actually some things that are free that are good.
Well,
Yes?
yes. But
Okay.
unfortunately, what good is and what you're going to call good and what I call good are two different things. The last programming director for Symantec, he's been gone 4 or 5 years, wrote an article about 3-4 months ago for one of the big tech magazines and kind of unveiled the dirty secrets about antivirus. And the worst part is that antiviruses programs catch about 45% of all infections.
That's a really scary number.
It's a very small number.
But
Yes.
you would think that when you have an antivirus system in place, you would think that that's going to catch everything. I mean, I obviously as a naive consumer, I think that that's going to protect me from everything. But
Yeah.
clearly it's only 45%.
Yep.
So are there things that we can do to increase that number?
Yeah, it's user behavior after that. Viruses get around antivirus by tricking you into clicking yes.
Okay.
And that's the key. You'll see pop-ups on web pages that say your virus definitions are out of date. Click here to update. No, that's not how antivirus works.
Okay.
You'll get emails. I get 4 or 5 emails a day from all sorts of different companies telling me I've got messages on the web to check. You've got a fax, you've got a voicemail. I even got one from a court in London that said I had an outstanding parking ticket. I haven't been to England except for a layover ever. And
Wow.
I've never driven in England, so I'm pretty sure it wasn't a real ticket.
Right.
The problem is once you open those up and click yes, you've turned off your antivirus.
Now, let me ask you this. Okay, so it sounds like by not clicking, that's a great way
Yes.
to protect myself. When I'm in Outlook
Mhm.
and I have the reading pane open,
Yep.
so it's seeing and showing me what's in the email. Just by virtue of me seeing that, have I kind of opened it?
You have, but that's not usually how they come across.
Okay.
It used to be more prevalent, but companies have gotten smarter, where people would take pictures and inject code in it. So when it opened up, Windows would run that code So yes, by just looking at the email, you could catch something. Just like if you just opened up a web page and the ad that was on the web page had one of those injections, you'd catch it. Make sure your antivirus is up to date. Make sure you travel to reputable sites. Make sure your Windows is up to date. And that means you have to get rid of Windows XP.
Now, is that the one that they just...
Yeah.
Okay.
That they just what?
Just died. Just
Oh,
killed.
they just killed it?
Yeah, there's no more support for Windows XP.
So if you have Windows XP...
You need to upgrade yesterday.
And you're upgrading to what?
Windows 7 or Windows 8. In a business setting, 95% of customers are going to Windows 7 because Windows 8 is so different. Not that it's not good, but it's different. And there's a big learning curve for it. So businesses don't want that cost.
So if Windows 8 is the most advanced version,
It's the newest one,
it's
yes.
the newest one. So aren't business owners smarter just to take that learning curve and go to the one that's the newest version?
Microsoft operating systems usually run in pairs, and the second one is better than the first one. So Windows 2000 came out, Windows ME came out, Windows XP was the right version.
Okay.
Windows Vista came out. The fixed version was Windows 7. It's the more mature version of that same base code. Windows 7 was the better one.
Okay.
Windows 8 is the first of its generation. So Windows 9 will probably be a lot better than Windows
Okay,
8.
I understand. So stay with Windows 7 until Windows 9 comes out, because in Windows 8 they probably got some bugs that need to be figured out. I guess my only reason for asking that question is thinking if Windows XP died, then how long would it be before Windows 7 is going to die?
There's a site on Microsoft's page that tells you the end of life for all their products.
Oh, okay.
But in general, it's 2 years after the next version's release date.
Okay. End of life. That sounds so dun dun dun.
It's very Tron, yeah.
It does. It's very traumatic, very intense.
They want you to buy the new stuff.
Of course they do. Of course they do. Now, when I'm on Facebook, because I'm on Facebook a lot. I love Facebook. Wake up in the morning, it's like the first thing I do. I check Facebook. Sometimes from bed. I'm right there on my phone checking Facebook. But, you know, different pictures and things like that. And you've got the ads. Doesn't Facebook, because when you create ads in Facebook, you're not able to just create it and then it immediately go live. Doesn't Facebook have some back end of protecting the consumer?
Well, there are two types of ads on Facebook. There are the ads that Facebook generates, like you were talking about, promoting your own page, promoting an event, those kind of things. Those do get vetted a little bit better, especially because it's a lot of end users going through. So there's got to be some better protection, because it'd be really easy to create a site, create an ad, inject a virus into a picture, send it up.
Sure.
That's an easy vector for them to get through.
Sure.
But the other ones are managed by other companies. AdSense is one of the bigger ones.
Okay.
So if you go to any site, Facebook, CNN, ESPN, doesn't matter. A lot of those banner ads aren't sold and produced by that website. What they do is they sell the real estate on the website to another company and say, you fill this and you pay us X number of dollars per click, per view. And then that ad agency goes out and finds ads and marks it up and sells it to somebody else. That's the way it works.
So
and
you
those
really-
other companies.
So you really have to be careful. You have to be really careful about what you click on.
Yes. The other most dangerous thing people do on their computer is load software. And yet you can't get around it. I mean, everybody needs a PDF reader for Adobe. But if you type in Adobe Acrobat Reader into Google, the first 3 or 4 answers sometimes aren't Adobe. They're another company that's downloaded Adobe, wrapped it in another installer so it installs other programs. You still get Adobe, but you get extra free presents that you really didn't want.
Sure. And you know, I'm guilty of that. I want something that's going to make my life easier, so then I go to Google and I search for something that's going to, take the YouTube show, allow me to download it, and then edit it and do things like that. So I'm searching for that thing that's going to solve my pain, and I'm going to take whatever looks really good, download it. And I know one of the things I've gotten better about is reading the check through. Yes, I accept this. Yes, because it seems like that's really dangerous.
Yes. 'Cause that's really where they start to. A lot of the better companies that have files, like CNET and some of the other popular places that you download programs for, they do sometimes wrap installers around the base program, but they always give you the option to get out of it. So you just can't click yes. You have to read each page, because some of those pages are, well, do I want to change my home page? Do I want to change my search engine? Do I want to install this toolbar or this free piece of software? And that's where people get in trouble.
So, so if you're looking for a program or something like that, instead of going to Google, you're saying maybe go to CNET?
CNET's not bad a place, but you still got to be careful.
Okay.
But yeah, you want to make sure you're downloading from a real reputable place. The original manufacturer, their software site.
Okay.
Go to their site. They're going to give it to you there without the wrappers for the most part.
Okay, that's great. That's great. Anything else from a security standpoint in social media or with your computer? Any little thing that you really want people to know before
What about tablets?
Oh,
is there anything different from a tablet to a phone, or are they pretty similar?
The tablets and phones are roughly the same class. They're probably running either the Mac OS, there's a Windows tablet, and then there's Android, which is the most popular tablet out there. It's a good run with the iPad. Both of them, make sure you're running Avast. It's a numbers game, though. People write viruses for the biggest, sweetest, juiciest target possible. So that's why Macs get a smaller percentage of viruses. That's why tablets have not really been affected a lot, because it's such a small percentage of the overall market. You know, why do I want to write a virus for 7 or 8% of the market as opposed to 40 or 50 or 60% with a Windows virus? It's just a numbers game for money.
So, you just brought up something that I really want you to share before we go to our break. Web browsers. You talk about them writing for where the majority goes. It seems like the majority of people have been going to Internet Explorer. Is there a lot of people that, yes, would you say that the majority of users go to Internet Explorer?
Right now, Internet Explorer still is the largest. The second largest is Chrome, and they're probably going to surpass Internet Explorer if they haven't already. But there's also Firefox, which isn't bad, and then there's, of course, Safari, which runs on the Apple OS, but there's also a version for PCs. Those are the four major ones.
Of all of them, is there one that's more safe for you to use?
Not overly. It's not because the other ones don't have holes. It's just about, again, the numbers game.
Okay.
Chrome tends to update really quickly as opposed to Internet Explorer. You don't have a choice. Chrome automatically updates for you in the background. That gives it a leg up over most of them because, again, it takes you out of the equation. You didn't have to update. It just automatically updates to the next version.
And what I love about Chrome is that it's completely integrated with Google+.
Yes.
So I have my profile set up there, so no matter what computer I'm at, it has all the little magic tools for me. I love it.
Yes. It's got lots of toys.
All right. Well, Adam Roig, My PC Clinic website, mypcclinic.net.
Yep.
Thank you so much. You've got 2 locations. Give them the cross streets one more time.
First one's in Tempe at Rural and Guadalupe, and the second one's in Gilbert on Gilbert Road, just south of Elliott.
For everything residential and commercial. And you've got an amazing darn good deal, which give them that one more time.
Again, we do diagnostics for free. You don't have to pay the $70 at somebody else's store to find out what's wrong before we even start fixing stuff.
All right. Well, we've got a couple more computers because we've done a lot of stuff wrong. So we will come see you very soon. Adam, thank you so much for joining us today, and thank you for sharing your knowledge and your expertise with us.
Thank you. Anytime.
This is No Limits Radio. We're going to go to a break, and when we get back, we have Karl Kramer with Carpet Broker Design Center. They've got everything. Tile, stone, hardwood, granite, carpet, vinyl, cabinetry. I mean, you name it, they've got it all. So don't go away because we'll be back in just, I don't know, how much time, Sam? 3 minutes.
How about that bandit? You got them ears on, son?
Have you ever wanted to be a truck driver? If so, pay attention. If not, pay attention anyway. Southwest Truck Driver Training offers everything you need to get started. You can get hired before you begin training. They've got GI Bill approved training facilities, day, night, or weekend programs to fit your busy schedule. And if you have any questions, no sweat. They've got veteran supportive campuses with veterans on staff to serve you. And on top of that, they have lifetime job placement assistance. Put the pedal to the metal. Call Southwest Truck Driver Training today.
Everyone's going to need an attorney at some point in your life. I'm no different. Hey everyone, it's James from Vets On. Whether it was my last will and testament before deployment or my ongoing custody battle for my children during my divorce, I needed help, so I lawyered up. If you need help, I urge you to contact Capstrom Law Firm. Capstrom Law Firm in Springfield, Missouri services clients throughout the state in criminal law, personal injury, and family law. With over 13 years practicing law, Tom Capstrom understands both law and court procedures and how stressful they can be. Let Tom Capstrom Law Firm and his dedicated staff take the stress and worry out of a difficult situation by calling him today. We feel so strong about the work that Tom and his staff are doing that he'll be a monthly guest on the show. Tom is a veteran and a listener, for God's sake, so you know the guy is solid and will fight for you. Give Tom a call today by calling 417-864-0552 or email Tom at capstromlaw.com. And don't forget to tell him that Vets On sent you.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertising.
Are you sick and tired of being sick and tired? Are you or someone you know suffering from eczema, diabetes, or vitamin deficiencies? Then I can share with you something to help remedy that with health and wellness. It can be a business plan too, which is a great opportunity to meet and interact with all types of people who care about changing lives. So when you are ready to make a difference, call Jamie at 602-295-9969. That's 602-295-9969.
Hey everyone, it's Adam from Vets On. Are you or someone you know looking for employment? Then look no further than iVetX. iVetX is placing veterans with the right hiring companies. Join their mission in putting veterans in inspiring careers with ensured success. Access their national pipeline of military talent for companies. All veterans are pre-screened for 55 soft skill sets, 800 clarification types, education, experience, salary range, and so much more. iVetX can help you find the perfect job to veteran match. Your skills are based on what's needed for success in that job. If you're a hiring company or a veteran looking for your next career, then get started today and go to www.ivetx.com. iVetX, bridging the employer-veteran gap by putting Americans' veterans to work today.
You're listening to the No Limits Radio Show on the Vets on Media Network.
Good afternoon. We are back. So in the last segment, we were learning all about all the things to keep us safe and keep our computers protected and keep all of our electronic devices, you name it, everything. Now we're going to go into your homes and make them beautiful.
Ooh.
We have, isn't that exciting? We have an expert here. We've got Karl Kramer with the Carpet Broker Design Center. Karl, thank you for joining us today.
My pleasure.
I appreciate it. So for 20 years, the Carpet Broker Design Center has provided the Chandler, Arizona area with an extensive selection of flooring and home improvements. It's full-service interior design, kitchens, bath, light fixtures. I mean, you know, when you hear the name Carpet Broker Design Center, you kind of think it's all about carpets. And if you're watching on the video, you can see in studio we've got some beautiful. Ooh, this is cool. We got some beautiful samples. We've got some sparkly samples.
Thank you, Vanna. That's looking great over there.
There you go. So, Karl, thank you for joining us.
Oh, it's like I said, it's my pleasure.
Well, and I'm excited to see you again because you were a part of Darn Good Deals the first time around,
right.
And you're a part of Darn Good Deals again, so I love it.
Well, it's again, we're happy to be with you.
So what is your Darn Good Deal for our Darn Good Deals consumers?
Well, we actually did a little better this time. We went to one of our mills and we bought some stock, and we have a group of products. There's actually 12 different products that are going to be available at $2.99 installed with a good cushion.
And what is it normally?
It's normally going to be over $4.
So that's a darn good deal.
It's a real good deal.
And what type of product? So is this carpet?
So that's carpet, and we also have tile. We brought in from Mohawk, a special that we bought about 4,000, 5,000 feet of it, and it's an 18-inch ceramic tile, and it'll be at 89 cents a foot. Now, that's not installed, of course.
Okay. So they're going to have some homework to do.
Yeah, and then we have an LVT that we're going to be under $3 installed on.
What's LVT?
It's called luxury vinyl tile. It's one of the hottest new things in the or in the flooring industry, I should say.
Do we have one of those examples here?
Yes, you do.
Is that
right at your hand there?
Okay, so this is luxury vinyl tile.
Yes.
This is tile?
It's actually laid just like wood, but they also have it in tile versions, and you kind of lay it like tile. It's glued on the floor, and it's about the most bulletproof product I've ever seen.
Wow. So we should be sending this with our troops overseas.
Well, speaking of troops, I think that's what was put in the Mission Continues thing we did a while back. I think that was what they put on the floor.
Very nice. Now, the benefit of this over wood, with wood, you can't get it wet.
Wood has got a problem. If it gets wet, it's also one of the softer floors, so you're going to have more scratching, more denting. People who have dogs with, claws running around and slipping on it, just going to scratch it.
Sure.
It's a wonderful product. It's been around forever. But this is something new that, quite honestly, being an expert in the business, I have to almost get on my hands and knees and knock on it to see that it's not real wood.
Very nice.
It's an amazing product.
So this is, if you've got kids, if you've got teenagers, animals, pets, if you're just, this is great. I mean, why do wood? Why even put in wood when you consider all the risks?
Status thing. Some people want wood, Some people want wool carpet, and it's very expensive. It's still a great product, but it's a status thing. I think the LVTs are going to become more of a status thing as time goes by, because it's not there to be the cheapest floor.
Right.
It's just the easiest floor to take care of. We've had 3 floods in our store. All, thank God, we're on the LVT.
Very nice.
It's called Carndine, which is the main product we carry.
Very nice. Now, again, the darn good deal that you're offering is $2.99.
Correct.
And what is the brand?
And it's that one is called Earthworks.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So anyone that's interested in the darn good deal of $2.99 for the carpet, 12 different styles, they're going to go to the Carpet Broker Design Center, and you're at the southwest corner of Alma School and Warner, and they just need to mention the darn good deal.
Right. I want them to mention that, because the people there are all aware of the specials.
Good. Well, we're excited. This is definitely a darn good deal. Thank you so much for sharing that darn good deal with all of our listeners.
My pleasure.
So we've been talking here with Karl Kramer of the Carpet Broker Design Center, and he's been sharing with us his darn good deal. And what's really amazing about your design center is it's so much more than carpet. So share with our listeners. Let's kind of walk them through the theater of the mind. When they walk in to your center, what are they going to see there?
Well, it's kind of mind-boggling. People walk in and their jaws drop. They don't expect to see a store like this in the Chandler area, to be honest with you. And we do have literally every type of product that you can do for home furnishings. And we're very knowledgeable in our products. And that's the big thing in this industry today, is a lack of knowledge. And it starts at unfortunately, at the mill reps and goes right on through to the dealers.
Sure.
I've been in it 54 years. 32 of it was a mill rep.
Okay.
And I used to get so frustrated when I'd go and hold sales meetings, and they'd be asking how soon the sandwiches were going to get here. The not caring about the customer is extremely important to us. We care, and we want to put the best product in for that customer. It's not always the cheapest. Carpet is not always the best buy. In most cases, it's the worst.
Absolutely. Now, your sales associates are kind of like interior designers, right?
Mm-hmm.
So tell me a little bit more about that.
Well, we try to hire people with a background. We also hire people that are not in the business and train them.
Okay.
Because we find we can train people sometimes a lot better and get a better product than we can with hiring people that already have bad thoughts in their mind.
Sure.
And have done things the wrong way for a lot of years. So we try to keep it upgraded with people that we train to make sure that they have the latest and the best knowledge that we can get them in the industry. We have mill reps come in constantly and go over their products, tell us what's new and what's exciting. We try to stay with the new and the exciting products.
And we were learning about this luxury vinyl tile. So this is one of those new and exciting products.
Yes, it is.
Now, here we've got several samples. Tell us a little bit about these. This one feels incredible. Sam, you should feel this.
This happens to be one of the darn good deals.
Oh, excellent. So are all of these?
No, just this one.
Just this one. It's nice to see what the darn good deal is.
Yeah.
Well, it's not only this, but it comes in solid versions, flex, barber poles. It comes in loops, loop pile, and loop and cut pile combinations. There's 12 different products in this, and it's all nylon. It's Anso nylon. It's made by Shaw Carpet Mills, and they do some fine jobs.
Now, what about scotch resistant? Is this already treated with something like that?
Yeah, they use a system called R2X.
Okay.
And it also, it has stains. It sometimes scares me to tell people about this, but for pets, even pet urine, things of that sort, are guaranteed to come out of this for life.
Guaranteed to come out for life?
Lifetime guarantees.
I don't think they know my 15-year-old. I'm pretty sure. I think I need this. Now, go ahead.
I was just going to say, he'd put that to the test.
Now, this one is very interesting because it's the heaviest carpet that we know made.
This feels amazing.
Yeah, it's soft. It's absolutely gorgeous.
And it's thick. You know, one of the things. Okay, let me ask you about this. When you go in and you're looking at carpet samples, you know, I feel this, and this feels amazing. Now, is it going to feel like this when it's installed? Because then you've got a larger size space. So how do you make the decision? Because you're wanting something that's really plush, really soft. How do you know what it's going to be like or what it's going to feel like when it's in a huge room?
We usually have large samples, and we'll put it on our tile floor with a cushion, so that you can walk on it, take your shoes off,
and feel it.
Absolutely.
Now, this one over here, that's the Mamma Mia.
That's a company out of Israel that makes that carpeting, and it's we're one of the few people that have it. It's an amazing product. It's all woven. It's like the old carpet of the old days.
I love it. I don't know if you guys that are watching on video, I don't know if you can see, but there is sparkles all throughout. Now, what? I love shiny sparkly,
you
okay?
Love shiny,
I really
sparkly
do.
things.
I love all things.
You love that.
I love that. I so love that. I want that throughout my entire house. Is this going to be, he's shaking his head, again, because of my 15-year-old. Is this going to be stain resistant, or is this, you might want to wait till the kids go away to college?
All of them have some stain resistance in them.
Okay.
The new products, both Shaw and Mohawk both have products with pet guarantees on them and everything like that. So they've made great improvements in carpet. And one of the things that really concerns me when I talk to people that are tearing carpet out and putting in hard surface, I always say, well, why are you doing that? It doesn't matter to us either way. But most of them are taking out carpet for the wrong reason. They say, well, we have allergies. We have, my kids get colds easily. They have a lot of problems physically. Carpet is the cleanest, safest thing you can put on the floor. Totally the opposite. If I wasn't in the business all these years, I would never guess that. But most people don't even realize it. There's nothing that comes in the manufacturing or after manufacturing on the floor that can hurt anybody.
So is it more, is it more that people aren't taking care of it or maintaining it properly?
Just a vacuuming once a week.
Okay.
And cleaning carpet every 1.5 to 2 years. Have it professionally cleaned with now very important, hot water steam extraction. And usually that's a truck that's parked out in front of your house that pumps in the hot water. And they use very little chemicals, if any, or soap in it. So it really cleans the carpet, and of course the carpet will last much longer. it also keeps the warranties in place for any carpet mill. They almost all want you to do it every 18 to 24 months maximum.
Are there any carpet cleaners that you recommend?
Yes, we have several.
Okay, you have several.
Mhm.
Okay, great. So they can contact you to find out who
Absolutely.
you recommend, because I know that's kind of a scary thing. You know, when you're getting your carpets cleaned, the chemical, because sometimes you have that crunchy feeling, which obviously that's a bad thing.
Bad.
And I've had some carpet cleaners in the past that afterwards the carpet was still wet. So, you know, concerns, I mean, even here in Arizona, you have the concern of mold and mildew. So with the extraction machine, you don't have to worry about that?
I tell people when they finish with it, go out and have dinner. Come back and you're probably fine.
Okay.
If they use more water than that, then they don't know what they're doing.
Okay.
Usually more water is not better. So they know how to do it and do it properly. I like people who own the business clean my carpet because they care.
Nice. Very nice.
So most of the people that we recommend are their owners.
That's great. Now, what about this one? This is beautiful.
There's about 70 products in that line, and every one of them are outstanding. There's nothing quite like this made anywhere in the world, and it's made in Israel, and they stock it here in the United States, but the prices are quite good for this type of quality. I mean, some of these carpets are unbelievably heavy, and they're all woven like they did years and years ago. And woven carpets do perform beautifully.
It's beautiful. Walk me through the process. I've come into the design center. I want to replace my carpet. What are some of the first questions that I'm going to be asked? How does it work?
Well, first of all, I always ask them what kind of lifestyle they have. Kids, dogs, whatever. Partiers, people who love to party. What kind of traffic they're going to have in these particular areas. And then I make suggestions. Now, I usually sell a higher grade of carpet than most of them even in our store. We try to get them to show quality because the best value is the carpet that's going to do the job for you on the floor. And we replace carpets that are 20 years old that we put down 20 years ago. They're still like new.
Wow.
There's no reason to replace them. They're tired of them.
Now, will you come out to the individual's home and help them? Because sometimes it's hard when you're at a design center and you're trying to think of, okay, how is this going to look in my house? Will you come out to their home and help them?
Yes, we break all the rules. We insist they take carpet home with them, which most of them don't want to do because they'll get shopped, and and we do too, I'm sure. But we feel our prices are always very competitive and very fair. So we insist they take home samples to look at because sometimes in the store they'll look one way and in the home they'll look another.
Sure.
It's free measure. We don't charge for that. And we'll go out and give them some ideas and, where you should put carpet, where you should put hard surface, things of that sort. When to use LVT and when to use a wood. Or the other thing is laminate. I'm not a big fan of laminate because
Why is that?
Laminate is okay, but the problem is it has the same problem as wood. If there's any kind of moisture, it swells and it is ruined. And hopefully that'll be covered by your insurance, but still it's a pain in the neck.
Now, what about tile and stone? You do that also?
We do tile, we do stone, we do the granite countertops and the engineered granite countertops.
What's an engineered granite?
It's actually quartz.
Oh.
It's quartz product, but extremely good. It's priced not cheaper than granite. Granite is actually a very good deal today because it's come down in price like wood has. But the engineered stone is basically, like I say with the Karndeen product here, the LVT, pretty much bulletproof.
So
can't stain it.
Why is it that someone might go with engineered stone over granite?
Again, if they have a lot of kids, they're real big cooks. They use that kitchen all the time. They don't have to worry about ever having to reseal it, refinish it, or stain it.
Okay.
It really is about as tough as you can make a product. And now they got them that look just like granite. You can't tell them apart.
And from a cleaning standpoint, from an antibacterial standpoint, of all of the counter services, which is the best, or is there a difference?
Did I get you going here before to ask that question? It just happens that it is antimicrobial.
Oh, it is?
The quartz products, yes.
So that's the reason.
Yeah. And by the way, so is the Carnine.
So antimicrobial, that doesn't mean that I don't have to clean it.
It just means no bacteria will grow on
Okay.
Darn it. You tried.
I tried.
Is there a self-cleaning tile and a self-cleaning carpet?
If we find it, I'll let you know.
You will corner the market there,
Absolutely.
my friend.
We will have it, I promise you.
That's awesome.
So what about like West Side? Like I know you're in the East Valley, but do you do all over?
We travel all over.
Okay.
Yes.
So how far in Phoenix, you know?
Oh, we've gone up to, we go to Cave Creek. We've
Okay.
gone to Anthem. We go all over the place. Casa Grande, Patch Junction, regularly.
And I would imagine that with 113-degree temperatures, which we're getting next week, you might even consider going all the way up to Flagstaff.
And just staying there?
Yeah.
Call it a business trip.
In fact, we'd like to do an entire village there
Yeah,
for
exactly.
the rest of the summer.
What about any design tips for the newbie, the new homeowner? You know, they've just gotten their first starter home. Do you have any design tips for them, or even for the person who's not a new homeowner?
Start with the floor.
Start with the floor before you buy the before you buy the
countertop
Or paint, anything. Because people will buy paint, and then they come into the carpet or to get carpet or tile and can't find anything that works with their little paint job.
Okay.
And if they start with flooring, then you get a good paint company and they can match any color you want to work with any flooring.
Sure.
But there's not going to be as many colors available in carpet or vinyl or wood or anything as there is in the paint.
What is the oddest request for floor covering that you think you've ever gotten?
I want something for $1.50 a yard or something installed, and it's got to last 10 years, and I want it stain proof. That would be about one of the dumbest things you can find.
That's the customer you probably don't want.
No, it's a customer nobody wants.
And you know, I know that you have a bargain warehouse.
Yes.
Is that something that's unique to your design center?
There aren't many stocking dealers anymore because of the size and the commitment you have to put into stock. We do stock a lot because we do a lot with people who do rentals, flippers, and real estate people who want to get their homes sold quickly. In fact, our carpet store was actually started because I had retired from being a rep and came down to get into real estate, and we saw these ugly houses we were trying to sell, and I went to 3 different flooring stores and was not happy with anything I heard there, so I ended up starting my own carpet store.
Wow, that's a great story.
And I'm still there.
What would you say your secret to success has been?
You know, I think honesty. We just, you know, I fire somebody the minute they lied. It's just that simple. We try to be honest with everybody. We make sure they get a good buy. We don't want them going somewhere else and finding it for less. But the main thing is it's very difficult when you're talking about carpet, because most people, they'll see a piece of garbage carpet and they don't know that. They don't see it like we do. We can look at it in a minute and tell you it's not good.
Sure.
But they don't know that. And they go from our place where we're showing them a real high quality at a quite low markup, to be honest with you. And they go somewhere and pay double what they should pay for a piece of junk.
Right.
And the bad carpets don't perform well. They're like anything else.
For the consumer, you know, we have people that are listening to us from all over the country, all over the world, actually. For the consumer that isn't able to come into your design center, that isn't able to come to you, and that is dealing with all those other carpet businesses out there, is there any tip that you might share with them? Any, you know, something that might protect the consumer?
Well, again, one of the things I always tell them, find a carpet dealer wherever you are that's been in it in a while, that knows their business, has a good reputation, check them out, make sure they know what they're talking about, and trust them. You go in and say, here's the problem I have. I have this budget to work with, and that's all I have, and I have to do approximately this many feet or this many yards of flooring. What would you suggest? And then they'll ask you some questions, and if they ask you the right questions, you're probably in the right place.
Well, and one of the things that I love about the fact that you're part of the Darn Good Deals businesses, when we originally launched Darn Good Deals, we did all of that research for consumers. We comparison shopped you, we checked you out with the BBB, we came in and met you, and I go by. Obviously I want to go, I look at BBB and I look at reviews and I look at things like that, but I also go with my gut, and I go with, when I walk into a business, how do I feel about the business? How do I feel about the business owner? How do I feel about the people that are there that I'm talking to? And what's really beautiful is, I want everyone to go to the website, carpetbrokerdesignCenter.com, because not only do you get to see a snapshot of what the store is like. You get to see the people. You go to the About Us page, and you're going to get to see the staff. Their names are all listed. It kind of has a family environment. And when you think of what you're doing, you're coming into many homes. You're helping to create a family environment in our homes. So knowing that you have that environment where I'm shopping, where I'm coming in, it's perfect. And I really encourage you guys, go to the website, check out the reviews. There's some before and after pictures where you can see the product installed. You can read the reviews of the consumers. I love that we've been able to share more about the business side. We've got a few minutes, but before we go to the break, I want people to know a little bit about you. What's something about you that people might be surprised to know? And you already shared with them that you started a business because there wasn't anything else out there. So you got to reach in your toolkit and grab something else.
Well, I probably have been in the flooring business longer than anybody else that I know of in the world anymore. I've been in it a little over 54 years. And I've really studied the business. I was very serious when I was a rep to be better than any other rep. And I carried that into our flooring store. I want us to be the best out there. We may not be the biggest. We never will be. I don't want to be, but we want to be the best. And I get more satisfaction out of having customers coming back third and fourth and fifth homes that they've done with us. And they send their kids, they send their neighbors or friends. One thing I would say, be very cautious about some of the warranties you hear on TV, where they're giving 70, 60, 70% off. Or you buy one room and they'll give you the whole house full. Those are impossible.
Right.
And all it takes is a little common sense to think about it. There's never been a carpet dealer, and I've covered the entire West Coast over the last 54 years, that's ever made 70%. And
so if it's too good to be true.
It's far too good to be true.
Yep.
And beware, don't sign contracts when they're in the house trying to pressure you to buy. Make sure you check them out first.
Okay. Well, that is definitely a good tip. I know that you're also quite a history buff. Rob shared with me that you guys had lengthy conversations about history. So I appreciate your participation here today, and I encourage everyone to go into the Carpet Broker Design Center at southwest corner of Alma School and Warner. Did you have anything else you wanted to share?
We are having a 4th of July sale.
Oh, excellent.
So we're going to be open the 4th, and we have some terrific specials. I don't know what those are. They handed me this before I got here.
So come into the store.
We're going to have refreshments and food,
Okay.
and some great buys.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. I appreciate it. And they can also stop in and talk to you and
Absolutely.
pick your brain about all your history knowledge, history of carpets, history about the world. So,
I love it.
all right. Thank you so much. I'm Christina Wagner. We've been talking to Karl Kramer with the Carpet Broker Design Center. You can find them on the web. You can find them on Facebook. You can find them everywhere. We'll be back in just a couple minutes, and then we're going to wrap up some of the news of the week. So don't go away. We'll be back. Again, Carpet Broker Design Center. I'm Christina. This is No Limits Radio Show. Rob?
Hello, Rob Milne.
Thank you very much for being here with us. And Karl, again, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Everyone's going to need an attorney at some point in their life. I'm no different. Hey everyone, it's James from Vets On. Whether it was my last will and testament before deployment or my ongoing custody battle for my children during my divorce, I needed help, so I lawyered up. If you need help, I urge you to contact Capstrom Law Firm. Capstrom Law Firm in Springfield, Missouri services clients throughout the state in criminal law, personal injury, and family law. With over 13 years practicing law, Tom Capstrom understands both law and court procedures and how stressful they can be. Let Tom Capstrom Law Firm and his dedicated staff take the stress and worry out of a difficult situation by calling him today. We feel so strong about the work that Tom and his staff are doing that he'll be a monthly guest on the show. Tom is a veteran and a listener, for God's sake, so you know the guy is solid and will fight for you. Give Tom a call today by calling 417-864-0552 or email Tom at capstromlaw.com. And don't forget to tell him that Vets On sent you.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertising.
Would your goal be to get you and your family out of debt? I can show you how thousands of people and families are doing just that. This is a business plan made simple. We offer everything from weight loss products to green cleaning solutions. Whether you're interested in making it a full-time or part-time opportunity to become debt-free, or if you are just sick and tired of being sick and tired, call Jamie at 602-295-9969. That's 602-295-9969.
Breaker 1-9. How about that bandit? You got some ears on, son?
Have you ever wanted to be a truck driver? If so, pay attention. If not, pay attention anyway. Southwest Truck Driver Training offers everything you need to get started. You can get hired before you begin training. They've got GI Bill approved training facilities, day, night, or weekend programs to fit your busy schedule. And if you have any questions, no sweat. They've got veteran supportive campuses with veterans on staff to serve you. And on top of that, they have lifetime job placement assistance. Put the pedal to the metal. Call Southwest Truck Driver Training today.
Do you need an extra push to start your day? Well, then tune in to Addie's Radio. Addie's Radio is a show that explores tough questions in an open and fun forum. The program also engages hard-hitting issues concerning veterans' physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual health. This show airs every Tuesday from 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on the Vets On Media Network. Addie's Radio is hosted by Jesse James, a combat veteran of Afghanistan, so he knows the problems that veterans face every day. Jesse provides you guidance each and every week to be a better you. So tune into yourself each week by tuning into Addie's Radio. Go to vetsonmedia.com for show details.
You're listening to the No Limits Radio Show on the Vets On Media Network.
Welcome back. Thanks for listening. So today we've been learning about how to keep our computers safe, the things that
Our carpet safe.
Our carpet safe, exactly. We've been learning about all these darn good deals, and I just want to let everyone know, Darn Good Deals is actually a website that's being redone, relaunched. It should be done within the next month or so. You can find more about all of the Darn Good Deals businesses that have been here on No Limits Radio Show by Facebook. The old website it's a bit Byzantine.
A little bit. You can say that.
Yeah, we're working on it. But if you want to catch up on any of the Darn Good Deal businesses that have participated, we've had everything from business coaching, where you can actually get free coaching just by finding others doing good. Mm-hmm. We had a car dealership, oldest used car dealership in the Valley. They're offering $500 off.
That's
of a
cool.
car. That's a darn good deal.
Cool.
And a full tank of gas. So
that in itself. That's
and
worth
an extended
$500.
warranty past what they're supposed to have.
Right. Typically it's
Very
only
cool.
15 days, but they offer 30 days for a used vehicle. That's Consolidated Auto. The one that I mentioned about the business coaching, that's Win-Win Fire Teams. What I love is that these are all businesses that were part of the first launch, and they've all been vetted. They are definitely darn good deals. Today we had Adam Roig with My PC Clinic. Then we had.
I loved his outfit, by the way. The fact that he was wearing scrubs.
He
was
always,
great.
yeah, he always wears everywhere he goes. That's
his outfit?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Looks
then-
comfy.
Are you kidding me?
Right?
Like, I would love to be walking around everywhere in scrubs.
Except then the only thing I can see bad about that is you go to a store like, quick, do you know CPR? And you're like, oh, I can fix your computer. I don't.
I just want to wear scrubs so I can just walk around with my hands like this, like they do in TV shows.
With your hands up,
Stat.
like they're clean. Yeah. Then we had Carpet Broker Design Center, Karl Kramer. So yeah, I mean we have a lot of darn good deals. And first, before we get into now, we're gonna do a game before we get into the WWW. For those of you that don't know, the WWW is where Michelle typically scours the web and finds all of those stories that are wild, wonderful, and sometimes weird.
Yes.
With Michelle not being here, Rob has stepped up to the plate to help out and share that. I know that's a lot of pressure.
It is a lot of pressure.
So first we're gonna do a game.
All right. So
Like
yeah.
a reprieve.
Yes.
Okay.
You can breathe easy for a couple more minutes.
Yes.
So this week I did a 2 truths and a lie. What was the last one you guys did? Maleficent, I think, wasn't it? Right? That was
Yes,
the last
we
one you
did. Yep.
How'd you guys do on that one? I have to know because I wasn't able to tune in.
I did not get it right. Michelle got it right, and our guest got it right. Right?
Ding ding
Yeah.
ding.
I knew the answer already because after I saw the movie with the kids,
Yeah.
I went to the IMDb trivia
You
notes.
cheated. Okay, well don't cheat
So
on this
He
one.
always
Oh,
before
okay.
coming in here, he always goes to IMDb. Every movie we're gonna go see, he always goes to IMDb to look at all the behind the scenes stuff because he's
I love doing that after the movie. I
Yeah.
love that's on my I have my little iPod Touch. It's like that's what I do all the time.
Yeah.
All right, so
Interesting
today we're doing we're going back. We're going to The Little Mermaid back from 1989.
Wow.
And so we got the first one is Sebastian originally was not supposed to talk at all. B is Ariel's underwater hair animation was based on a video of astronaut Sally's hair in space. Sally Ride, excuse me. And C, Ursa's look was based off of a drag queen.
Okay, so we're looking for which one is not true.
Correct. So we got Sebastian was not originally supposed to talk. Ariel's hair from underwater was based off of astronaut Sally Ride's hair in space. And Ursula's look was based off of a drag queen.
Well, I think it's pretty believable that Ursula's look was based off of a drag queen. I don't see how they could have originally wanted Sebastian to not talk because there was so much dialogue that took place between them. So I find that hard to believe, but that could be what you're using to trick me and throw me off. And Ariel's hair, I think that's very believable. I'm going to go with A.
Okay, Rob, what do we got? Rob's a much quieter thinker. Christina over here is thinking out loud.
I process out loud.
Yeah. So Rob is very stoic over here as he thinks.
Well, I'm trying to remember my history.
Okay.
So I did see the movie once, maybe 5-6 years ago with the kids. So Ariel has long red flowing hair, correct?
Yeah, she does.
Yes.
Sally Ride had short curly hair,
Brunette. Yep.
and brunette. And I'm not sure. I was racking my brain trying to remember if she was, one of the unfortunate ones that passed in the space shuttle accident.
Mm-hmm.
So there probably wouldn't be a lot of footage of her in space if she unfortunately didn't get there. So for that reason, I'm out. B.
I really wish you would have processed all of that out loud
Wow,
first.
That was pretty.
Can I change my answer? I pick B.
All right, what's our final answer? So we got. I know what Rob is, but Christina, have you changed your mind?
I want to pick B, but I don't want to pick B just because he said B.
Okay,
Because
so
I'm a strong woman.
Rob is B
Who's
and Christina is A.
Independent to a fault.
And Christina is the winner.
Woohoo!
Ding ding ding.
Ding ding ding!
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, it was based off of Sally Ride's hair in space, and I think that's very interesting. The few clips that they did have of her, she was the inspiration for that. And you are right, though. She did have shorter hair. She did have shorter curly hair. But yeah, originally Sebastian was supposed to have a British accent, not a Jamaican accent. That is the actual truth behind all that.
Oh, I heard you. Okay, I'm glad that I misheard you because I heard you say originally he wasn't supposed to talk.
That's exactly what I said. Yeah. He actually, he was supposed to. He was always supposed to talk. I was lying about that.
Okay, but he was supposed to have a different accent.
Yes.
You know what, Rob? You, my friend, make a convincing argument, though.
I was kind of hoping you would jump in on that.
It was
and be like,
so convincing that I almost switched my my vote.
Well, it made sense.
Yeah, and
Sally Ride had short.
Ursula was based off a drag queen. That was the inspiration. But you can totally see it, though. Can't you? You just look at it and go, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But yeah. It's
Speaking
one of, my
of queens. Speaking of queens, we have a story. Wait, do we have another two truths and a lie?
No, that's all I got for you.
Okay. Speaking of queens, we've got a story that has to do with queens of another nature.
Yeah, so Miss Delaware is going to lose her crown for being too old at the ripe old age of 24.
What?
Yep. So apparently, and let me turn the volume off here. I hate when they do that when you click on a
I do too.
link and
It drives me crazy.
So Miss Delaware, she was vetted. She turned in all her identification paperwork. Everybody said, "You're okay. You can run." So, apparently, the age that you're allowed to be a contestant, I think it was 17 to 24. She was going to turn 24, during the reign, and she was upfront about it.
You mean 25? She's going to turn 25 during?
No, she was going to turn 24.
Okay.
Yeah, and they said, "Yeah, it's okay. You're good." And then she won, and then they said, "Not so fast. We changed our mind. You're not allowed."
So that means she loses her scholarship money. She loses the crown.
I find that very silly.
I find that very silly too. And if you watched the video of it, typically when you see queens crying, it's when they're winning. But in this video,
she's very dramatic.
Oh, she's very dramatic. She's crying. She's like, "I just want world peace and that damn crown."
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I guess if I was because didn't she got replaced, right? Then by the said runner-up.
Yeah.
I feel a little silly of like, well, I only won by default because said person was quote-unquote too old.
Right.
I don't know. I find that a little silly. If she was going to do her duties and all that stuff, why not just let her have it?
And maybe it's just because I'm 40-something. I always lose track of what the something is. Is it 1? Is it 2? I don't know.
No, I don't know.
But because I'm 40-something, I really have a perspective that age is just a number. So whether you're 24 or 23, whatever.
Close enough.
24 is such a baby. Oh my gosh. It's so young.
Yeah. Oh gosh. 24. Ugh.
So up next, I found this pretty funny. So CNBC has a business show with a bunch of talking heads called Squawk on the Street, and apparently one of the hosts outed Apple CEO Tim Cook as being gay on live television.
And if you watch the video, which we're going to share all of these video clips on the No Limits Radio Show page, but when you watch the video, there is definitely this awkward silence because it wasn't supposed to be mentioned, and you could see all of the other hosts.
So I really have no idea. Is he gay?
Well,
everybody else, it was like a live grenade, and they all just were stepping away.
Yeah.
Yeah. So New York Times columnist James Stewart, not to be confused with Jimmy Stewart, Mary.
Oh my gosh.
Mary Clarence joined the panel to discuss his latest piece profiling another former CEO of BP called John Brown and his tortured life of being gay. And another co-host named Simon Hobbs, English fellow, came out and said, "I think Tim Cook is fairly open about the fact that he's gay at the head of Apple, isn't he?" And then there are 4 other people there at the table, dead silence. You could hear crickets. It was the most uncomfortable funny silence I've seen in a while. And then he said, "Oh dear, was that an error?" I thought he was open about it, and they kind of went off to another subject. But
I would kind of hope that my co-host would back me up in some way, not necessarily saying, "Oh yeah, he probably is," or just move it along, just keep going.
Right.
Because usually those guys are quick, right? I mean, as soon as something happens on air live that shouldn't happen or whatever, they can go, "Well, let's move on to The Little Mermaid," or whatever,
Do you think that would happen in this show?
What?
deer in headlights.
Deer in headlights and.
Well, you kind of did that with the sex thing we had a while back.
That's true. And Michelle did not step away from that. She went,
Well,
I see that you're uncomfortable.
She was the good co-host.
Let's keep on going with this.
She was a good co-host that stopped the awkward silence from you going,
That's true.
And she's like, "So anyways, how would I find out about getting into one of these events?"
That is true. Well, I want to go back to something that, Rob, that you just shared while you were sharing this story. Your inflection as you were describing the tortured soul, what was that about? Like, do you not think that being a gay CEO is a challenge? Do you not feel that? What's your opinion there?
Of being gay,
Yeah.
leading to a tortured life.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of reading from
Dramatic.
from here, but yeah.
But do you think that it does lead to a tortured life?
How tortured is it when you're the CEO of Apple?
Well,
and gay. I mean, the fact that this story, the fact that this story is a story, the fact that we're still talking about people being gay and having to hide that. I mean, that component of our society, I think, is really sad. I cannot wait till we get to the place where nobody cares about it.
Well, the fact that he said it, I mean, that's a good step in the right direction, right? I mean,
well,
if it was anyone else.
he didn't out himself. He didn't come forward and on his own terms. And if someone else does it for him, it's really not kind of a good thing. But yeah,
Sure.
I think that CEOs, especially high-profile ones in Fortune 500 companies and so forth, I would tend to think that they might keep themselves in a closet because they don't want to upset shareholders and upset because you'd take the focus away from your company and be more about you.
Sure.
And you want to kind of pitch your product. So
Okay.
I can see it
All right.
being kind of a torture line.
What else do you have for us?
So let's talk about some good things.
Awesome.
Amy Adams.
Oh, I love this story.
The actress. Have you heard this story, Sam?
I haven't.
It's trending right now on Facebook.
It's everywhere.
You would
actually.
know that, yes.
So Amy Adams, before she departed Detroit, left Detroit on Friday, noticed a man in uniform at the gate, and she'd been in Detroit shooting a movie. I think it was the new Superman versus Batman movie.
Oh,
Which,
boy.
cool that they're filming in Detroit. Something's actually happening.
Actually, they have the best tax breaks.
That's awesome.
So she discreetly pulled, I think, one of the stewardesses aside and asked
Flight
the
attendants.
flight attendant, was
think
I on
that's-
PC?
I think the PC term is flight attendant.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
Okay. Flight attendant. Sorry if I offended you.
I'm not offended.
Okay. Okay.
How dare you?
Yeah, all right. Anyway, she pulled her aside and asked if it would be okay to switch seats. And the soldier didn't know who he switched with until afterwards, where she met him at the cockpit and introduced herself and thanked her.
And the only reason
thank the guy for his service.
we're hearing about this, it's not like Amy Adams shared this story. The only reason that we're hearing about this story is because of one of the other passengers.
One of the other passengers noticed it. So it's really kind of refreshing, to have kind of an actress do good and not make it about herself and, hey, look at me, how great I am.
I wonder which passenger it was. Was it the passenger who...
No, the passengers in media.
Oh. Because I was going to say, if it was the passenger in first class and goes, yeah, I'm sitting next to Amy Adams, and then she disappears, and like, crap.
Like they tweeted it?
Yeah, like, heck yeah. And then, or was it the person sitting in economy going, Amy Adams started sitting next to me?
The last line of the article.
Yeah, well, the last line in the article, Adams was born in Italy. And
there goes Rob's
One of the last lines of the article, which I found really interesting, was by the author. Sorry, actually, it wasn't the last line. Jamel Hill, who's the media personality that saw this, tweeted, "Just saw actress Amy Adams do something incredibly classy. She gave her first class seat to an American soldier. I'm an even bigger fan." Somewhere in here, she also said